Goeiemôre troops. Welcome back to the parade ground, or as you know it, Helde van die Boervolk. Before we hook up and jump, do a perimeter check on that subscribe button. Smash it like a rattle hitting a bush and ring the bell. We need reinforcements to keep these stories alive, and it costs you nothing, unlike the price paid for the story I am about to tell you. I sighs deeply, leaning back. You know, everyone talks about the drop. That is the glory part, the silver wings on the chest that makes the Macy's in Pretoria look twice at your step-outs. But nobody talks about the waiting. Operation Reindeer, May 1978. That morning at Grootfontein Air Base was cold boot, bone-deep cold. And it wasn't just the weather, it was the silence. 400 of us, heavily laden like pack mules, just sitting on the tarmac in the dark, waiting for the C-130s and Transils to spin up. We were 44 Parachute Brigade, the elite. But let me tell you, sitting there checking your static line clip for the 50th time, you do not feel elite. You just feel small, and you really wish you had gone to the toilet one last time. We knew we were jumping into Angola, deep, Kasinga. The flight was low level, nap of the earth. The pilots were flying so low I think they were trimming the treetops with their propellers. The turbulence was absolute hell. Guys were throwing up in bags, but you could not hear it over the engines screaming, just the charming cocktail smell of vomit, aviation fuel, and fear. Then the red light goes on. Stand up, hook up. The jump masters are shouting, but their voices sound far away. You shuffle to the door like a heavily armed penguin because your rucksack weighs as much as a small car. The wind noise is deafening, but as I stood there staring out into the grey morning light, I realized the intelligence briefing had missed something massive. As usual, military intelligence is often a contradiction in terms, ne? Then the green light. Go, go, go! You step out into the slipstream, and for a split second there is nothing. Then the chute cracks open, snaps your neck back, and you are hanging. You look down, and it's not peaceful, it's chaos. The smoke was already rising from the airstrikes. The Buccaneers and Mirages had just hammered the place. I saw mushroom clouds of dust, and then the tracers coming up, green balls of fire floating up at us. It looks pretty until you realize they're trying to kill you. You feel naked up there, hanging in the harness like a piñata at a birthday party. I landed hard, rolled in the thorny scrub, got dragged a bit. I popped the chute release and grabbed my R4. That's when the noise really started. We were supposed to sweep the camp fast, but the Terres, they did not run like the briefing brochure promised. They fought back hard. I remember running towards the trench lines, heart hammering against my ribs so hard I thought it would crack. We were shouting at each other, "Watch left! Watch left!" The mortar platoon was dropping bombs just ahead of us. It was confused, eh? You see your mates, guys you played rugby with back in Bloemfontein, dropping, not like in the movies where they give a speech. They just fold up. The worst part was the trenches. We had to clear them bunker by bunker. It's intimate work. Close quarters. You throw a grenade, wait for the thud, and go in. The dust was so thick it coated your eyes. You're coughing, shooting, reloading, and swearing in Afrikaans. By midday, the main resistance was broken. We were exhausted, covered in sweat and grime, but we were smiling. We thought we had done it. We thought the day was over and we were going home heroes to drink a cold Castle lager. But then the ground started to vibrate. I looked at my section leader, and the color just drained from his face. We were not alone out there. It was tanks, Cuban T-34s rolling down the road from the south. Now that was definitely not in the pamphlet. We're light infantry, man. We have rifles and rockets, not armor. I remember the ground shaking as they got closer. We were pinned down, waiting for the helicopters to extract us. That wait, that was longer than the flight in. We were low on ammo, low on water, and the sun was baking us alive.
When the pumas finally came in, that thud, thud, thud sound, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, better than boera musiek or shadows. We scrambled onto those choppers like rats, overloaded. The pilots were screaming that we were too heavy, but nobody was staying behind to argue physics. We took off with the doors open, legs hanging out, watching the smoke of Kasinga drift away. Flying back, nobody said a word. The adrenaline crash hits you like a sledgehammer. You look at your boots, covered in Angola red dust and blood that isn't yours. You look at the empty space on the bench where Van der Merwe should have been. You realize you are going home, but a part of you is staying right there on that drop zone. They gave us medals, slapped our backs, but I tell you, Boet, I don't sleep so well when it's quiet. I still hear that wind in the door. That's the story for today. If you respect the men of 44 Brigade, leave a salute in the comments, and remember to subscribe. Dismissed.